Well, here we are again, the arena, because there's been a meta shift to Mystic Flower.
Goodbye, Mystic Flower, forever. Bye.
Yeah, I was wrong, right? You know, I said something and it just backfired. But here, you know, I'm gonna cover it for you guys. And there have been multiple builds of this team going around. Obviously, I'll cover all of them, but all on the same team slot since I have all the builds built in. This was just the build that worked best for me. I'm gonna show multiple other builds, probably do one battle each since this isn't really that of an important video. It's kind of like, you know, a filler-in video like the Fire Spirit one was. Let's go right into it. So we're gonna start out with Mystic Flower only. And Mystic Flower, you're gonna wanna hit around 25 to 30 damage resist. You want to hit 20 plus cooldown and then focus the rest on HP. You're going to want your Mystic Flower to have more HP than your Eternal Sugar, and Silent Salt is going to have, well, more than Eternal Sugar because Silent Salt in my favorite build is going to be using 2 Peanut, 4 Rasp. But Mystic Flower, the cooldown doesn't really matter because on the Biscuit I have 3 lines and then 1 line of damage resist. Obviously your Biscuits may not look as good as this, so you might want to focus a little bit more hardcore on the cooldown and see if you have any better Peanut toppings. I just did damage resist, cooldown, and not even HP subs because I don't really have that many. I still have to roll. And then for the tart, I think it was, 11.7%. It's no big deal. It is a big deal, but the HP could actually come in handy for people who don't have a 6-star Mystic Flower. Being reasonably so, people having Mystic Flower since she was the first beast released may have a higher promotion on her. That also could be used. Now onto Doil. Same build as always, you know, the full HP Biscuit, and you're going to want the damage resist, cooldown, crit, because if you're running Residence, and damage resist, cooldown, HP if you don't have Residence. So the crit is very good for Doil because actually don't use their healing, their attack for their healing. It is only for nothing, actually. It's worthless. Their crit is more important, even though when the chest isn't being used as much. Now, Eternal Sugar is something weird. Look at this topping set. I have basically a full Rasp build, but I do have some outliers. 2 amp buff toppings. This is what's on my first amp buff topping, and then my tart is at a max 10%. What you're going to want to aim for is around 25 to 30 damage resist. Obviously, it's in that range. You're gonna want 8 plus cooldown. If you can't get 8 plus cooldown with the damage resist, I'd say you can sack some cooldown instead. And you do want all attack subs on these toppings. Obviously, I have all of them attack subs on the toppings. You can put some crit if you want, or even some amplify buff toppings. Let's say you have damage resist, cooldown, amplify buff, raspberry. Oh, I actually don't have any. Let's see if I have any in general. Like, pretend this is a raspberry. Look, you could have damage resist, cooldown, and then amp buff. That'll be good as well. But your main goal here is to have lower HP than Silent Salt. Obviously, he's gonna be running 2 peanuts, but a higher attack. Mine's only about 8k high. That's another thing important. This is just for this build. You don't have to follow it for everything. Again, see how much amp buff gets buffed? With 2 pieces of amp buff, your amp buff gets buffed by 9%. So it is pretty large when you do end up getting that buff because it does make Eternal Sugar receive more healing, therefore leading to her surviving more. Now on the Biscuit, it's full damage resist bypass like usual. Hollyberry is going to be running the same thing for all the different variations. It's only going to be Eternal Sugar and Silent Salt changing. Hollyberry is going to be running the same, just damage resist, cooldown, HP. You're going to want to get HP, damage resist. This is actually my old Elderberry Biscuit. And on the toppings, damage resist, cooldown, and HP. That's why I don't have any left for Mystic Flower because I used them all on Hollyberry. And now for Silent Salt, obviously damage resist, cooldown, attack for all the subs. You want 4 raspberries, 3 raspberry toppings, 1 raspberry tart, and then 2 HP toppings. The HP toppings will also tie into the Hollyberry Unyielding Steel because this will also buff Silent Salt because he is a steel cookie. And I actually really didn't think about this before, but it'll also give more area damage. So that will help a lot. Now for the Biscuit, you're going to want to use damage resist bypass and then a steel damage Biscuit. Well, if you don't have that, then you can run full damage resist bypass. I just have better subs on this and I'm going to run this. But yeah, so for the first variation, it's going to be having Eternal Sugar be targeted by both Shadow Milk and Doil. So let's go right into it. All right, so the first battle here, 5-star Silent Salt, 5-star Shadow Milk, 5-star Eternal Sugar. Let's see how it goes. It's my good friend Heaven. Of course, one of my friends has to be the first. Mystic Flower goes second, which is important. Shortens the cooldowns of all the other cookies, just barely alive. You gotta understand that Heaven does have insane stats. I mean, he is number 3 right now. So that is something to take into consideration. Come on, survive, Mystic Flower, will you? Thank you. That's fine, she dies now. Very good job. Come on, wow, that was a lucky monocle. And there you go. It's always going to be close. What I have is I'm running risky with the attack on Eternal Sugar because I can afford to drop. See how much damage? 45 million. That's what you sacrifice. You sacrifice a bunch of survivability for a bunch of damage not being on cooldown. With that being said, I'm going to show you the other builds you're going to want to use. Let's say you want to say Silent Salt to be targeted. You can switch Silent Salt to the build that I have on my main comp in Team Slot 1 if you saw the other video. And then likewise with Eternal Sugar, you can switch her. What you want to do is make sure that Eternal Sugar has the highest HP. What you could do if you don't want to actually run any HP at all, you could times Eternal Sugar's HP by 1.35 to get her actual HP in battle. And if Silent Salt's HP is lower than that, that's fine. But I have to run a tart because I think 900k times 1.35 does not get above 950,000. So I have to run a tart just to be safe. So nothing else has changed besides these two. You want Silent Salt getting targeted now by Eternal Sugar. Let's see how it does. So let's fight this guy right here. 3-star Doil, 3A, and then 6-star ES and Shadow Milk. So I'm assuming the Silent Salt is max as well. It's not. So I'm gonna say 4 stars. I was right. Okay, Mr. Flower, don't die off instantly. Thank you. Come on. No Shadow Milk makes it hard on the enemy cookies, but Mystic Flower does a fine job of doing it. Come on, ES is still alive at this point. There you go. Finally, team, you're working. Oh no, it was close. Come on. There you go. You see, even with different builds, it all comes down to switching around your build. 96 million! That's what attack toppings will do to you. Wow. I've seen 116 million, but wow, I'm just shocked. But anyway, let's go on to the next build here. What you could do as well is run 35 cooldown. Well, mine's 34.7, besides the fact. I do have lower damage resist, but I'm just going to throw that on because my Silent Salt is maxed. So again, it is actually going to be ES target this time, but ES is going to be running the 35 cooldown build. So I recommend you have 35 cooldown, the HP tart, if you need it, if your ES times 1.35 HP is lower on your 35 cooldown build, and then the 4 rasp to amplify buff build. But now we're going to be using the 35 cooldown build for both. Same for everyone else, same top, same treasures, same toppings for the 3 others. Now let's go right in and hope we win, because this comp is just a plain out gamble. You got to throw on the right stats. I just got lucky to pass through batting. See if I get lucky here. Mystic Flower actually can live. Oh, it's actually my guildmate. Come on. There you go. Get lucky with the gamble. And Mystic Flower actually lived through that one. Strange. 50 million damage, even on full cooldown. And Mystic Flower doing her part. And still, look at Shadow Milk's damage. Drop reduced. Because Mystic Flower is lengthening the skill. At the cost of Silent Salt doing more, but who even wants that shackle? Recap real quick. Let's go back in. The pairs of the builds that you're going to do, you're going to want to have the 4-2 HP attack one paired up with the 4-2 amplify buff one. You're also going to want to have the 4-2 cooldown one paired up with the, the 5-1 cooldown in HP for Eternal Sugar. And then finally, just run 35 cooldown and it should work. Anyway, if you did get to this point in the video, comment in all caps Mystic Flower and then ask me a question about the team. I'll gladly get back to your comment and answer you. Without further ado, if you do need help on anything Cookie Run related, don't forget to join my server, discord.gg/dreeked, my name. And don't forget to subscribe for more pro videos like Editor V Cookie says all the time. And well, goodbye. See you guys later.